get started with this specialized high school admission test, and the topic is exponent. Talk about exponent. All right, we talk about 7 rules. So rule number 1, product rule. All right, let's see how product rule look like. Ax times ay is equal to ax plus y. So let's see, what does it tell us? A is the base, x is the exponent. A is the base, y is the exponent. When base is the same, then you can add the exponent. So ax plus y. Example. So let's say negative 10 x 3 y 5 times 5 x 2 y 1. Okay, so how can you solve it? Negative 10 times 5 is negative 50. X 3 plus 2 and y 5 plus 1. Okay, so what do we get? Negative 50 x 5 y 6. So this is an example of product rule. Now we're going to do quotient rule, the second one, quotient rule. Number 2, quotient rule. Quotient rule. All right, now quotient rule, as you see, so product rule is similar to product rule, but a little different is division, of course. Ax divided by ay is equal to ax minus y. Okay, so if you have a base and same base, then you can bring up the difference of exponent. Example. Okay, so I'm going to use the same example. So negative 10 x cube y 5, negative 10 x cube y 5 over 5x squared y 1, 5x squared y 1. So now 5 goes to 10 twice, so negative 2 x 3 minus 2 and y 5 minus 1. So then you get negative 2 x 1 y 4. So the final answer is negative 2x y 4. Okay. All right, now so far we finished with product rule and quotient rule. Now we're going to do power rule. Let's do power rule. All right, so number 3, we're going to do power rule. Power rule. So the power rule tells us that a raised to x raised to y is equal to axy. All right, ax times y. So example would be top one, negative 10 x cube y 5. Okay, and I'm gonna square it. If I do square it, what do we see? I see negative 10 times negative 10 times negative 10, which is positive 100. x3 exponent and exponent, you multiply the both exponent. So I'm applying this rule. So when you have the exponent, you multiply them. So x6 and y10. Okay, so we are done with the power rule. Okay, so now we're going to do the next one, rule number 4, and rule number 4 would be something like power rule, rule number 3 and rule number 1. So we're going to call it power of product rule. Product rule. Power of product rule. How does it look like? It looks like a and bx raised to x is equal to ax bx. All right, an example will help you understand this. Let's see. Let's use an example to help us understand what's going on. All right, so example 216 3 raised to 2, or 2 raised to 3, 2 raised to 3. Okay, so we can rewrite it as a times b. So we're gonna break it down to a times b. We're gonna have to find a product of two number. We're gonna find two number whose product is 216. So 27 times 8 is actually 216, 2 over 3. Now we're gonna write just like this one. We're gonna write a is 27, and x is 2 over 3, times we're gonna write b is 8, 2 over 3. Okay, so now we have to find a number which you multiply 3 times and get 27. Okay, so this statement can be rewritten as this, and don't forget this is square, and this statement can be written as, and don't forget this is square. So give me a number which you multiply 3 times and get 27, which should be 3, and don't forget the square. Give me a number which you multiply 3 times and get 8, 2, and don't forget the square. So you have 9 times 4, which is 36. Okay, excellent. Now we're gonna do rule number 4, and rule number 4 is similar to rule number 5. Rule number 5 is similar to rule number 4. Rule number 5 would be power of quotient rule. Power of quotient rule. All right, power of quotient rule. What is power of quotient rule? Is a over bx is equal to ax bx. An example will help you understand what's going on over here. An example. So you have 27 3 over 2, well 2 over 3, let's keep it as same as before, and 8 2 over 3. So what does that mean? That means 27 cubic root of 27 is square and cubic root of 8 is square. As you know that 3 times 3 times 3 is 27, so 3 squared. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8, so 2 squared is 9 over 4. All right, we have 2 more rule, and then I'll let you go. Rule number 6, zeroth rule. Zero exponent. Zero exponent is a raised to 0 is 1. Okay, so let's give you an example. What does it mean? So 2x5 over x3, okay, plus 5x3. Okay, so we can do divide and conquer. So let's do divide and conquer. So 2x5 divided by 2x3 plus 5x3 divided by x3. Okay, so now we're gonna use, first we're gonna use the quotient rule. Here we're gonna use the quotient rule. So 2x5 minus 3 plus, here we're going to use the quotient rule, 5x3 minus 3. So what do we get? 2x2 plus 5x is 0. Here we're going to use the zero exponent. X raised to 0 is 1. So 2x2 plus 5 times 1. So 2x2 plus 5. Right, now we're going to use the negative exponent rule. Number 7 is negative exponent rule. Negative exponent rule. Okay, negative exponent rule is a minus x is equal to 1 over ax. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example so that you understand it. This everything I'm going to show you at once so that you're going to see everything at once. See, this is everything at once. Okay, now we're going to do negative exponent. An example would be let's say 2 negative 2 would be 1 over 4. Okay, or 5 negative 2 would be 1 over 25. Okay, and let's give you one more example. Let's say 10 square would be 100, but 10 negative 2 would be 1 over 100. Okay, now finally I'm going to give you the fractional exponent rule. Rule number 8 would be the fractional exponent. Fractional exponent. All right, fractional exponent. So the fractional exponent would be like this: a x over y is y-th root of a raised to x. 32 2 over 5. So that can be rewritten as 5th root of 32 square. Do you know any number that you multiply 5 times and get 32? Well, it's 2. And don't forget this number. So it's the 4. So let's go over everything. Everything we're going to go over at the same time. So first we talked about product rule. Product rule is a raised to x times a raised to y, which is a raised to x plus y. And then we talk about the quotient rule, a raised to x over a raised to y, which is a raised to x minus y. And then we talk about the power rule. Power rule, we talk about a raised to xy is equal to a raised to x times y. And then we talk about power of product rule. A b raised to x is equal to a raised to x, b raised to s. And then we talk about power of quotient rule. And power of quotient rule is a over b raised to x is a raised to x over b raised to x. And then we talk about zero's exponent. A raised to 0 is 1. And then we talk about negative exponent. A raised to negative x is 1 over ax. And finally we talked about fractional exponent, which is a raised to xy is y-th root of a raised to x. Thank you for watching.